When I was about 25 years old, I was miserable. I was working 60 hours a week, I was making next to no money, and I started self-medicating with alcohol. And I woke up one morning and realized this is not who I am or who I want to be. And so I very carefully started deconstructing my life. I don't remember who it was that suggested Big Sisters, but I remember thinking, boy, that would have been nice. It would have been nice to have somebody that could guide me. And so I was really eager to get involved, and I reached out to them and I went to one of their training sessions, and I realized really quickly that it felt like the sort of space where I was going to be allowed to be vulnerable and share my own experiences and my own failures, but ultimately be of service to somebody else in a way that I never had.
I got introduced to Big Sisters through my mom, and she had heard about it through some of her coworkers. I didn't really have another role model besides someone who was involved in our family to look up to. I think at that point, as an 11-year-old, I was really guarded. I wasn't someone who was willing to let a lot of people into my life and kind of know who I was.
I mean, she was 11 and she was shy, and as you would expect of an 11-year-old. But when we met to actually study, I realized, oh, this kid doesn't need my help in school. She's wicked smart. But I did see the same sort of uncertainty about who she was meant to be, whose expectations she was meant to live up to. And I know that that had driven quite a bit of my own frustrations and challenges in my life. And so that became the focus for me, was helping her decide who she wanted to be and how she was going to go about that. And my experience of rebuilding my own life all of a sudden became this really valuable tool and experience that I had to share with her.
Heather was kind of the opposite of what I expected. She was someone who was goofy and funny and told me it was okay to make mistakes. So I remember just getting that sense of her personality in our first meeting.
It feels like she's so woven into the fabric of my life, because it isn't these big moments, these big bumps that I think of. It's telling her that I'm engaged or that Dave and I are pregnant. It's hearing about the first time she kissed a boy, or the test that she failed and she's super unhappy about, but having a moment where she feels safe enough to share things like that with me.
Heather really came into play for me, just that having that constant relationship. It was someone who chose to be in my life week after week, and that was really important because I gained more confidence in her and our relationship, and I was able to be more comfortable. So when I found out that I was a recipient of the Youth Vision Scholarship from CIBC, I was really happy, because this is one of the first scholarships, or one of the first large things I had actually won in life. And okay, my first thought was, okay, call my mom, but the second person I called was Heather. And that's because she was my big sister, which is how I got introduced to the scholarship in the first place. It was great to have someone bond over that experience, that accomplishment with me. To have someone who sees you, likes you, and commits to you is a whole other level of just love. And that's what I've come to really enjoy about my relationship with Heather. It's the fact that we've grown together and we've come to know who we are and how we work together.
When I met Shivani, I didn't have a lot of self-worth. It was enough once a week to have somebody look at me like I maybe had a clue as to what I was doing, and that I could maybe be of service, and that she not only wanted me around, but needed me around. She gives me hope. She's a gift, and she's all mine. Nobody else can have her. I'm not giving this match up anytime soon. Gosh, I don't think she'll ever understand how grateful I am and how cool I think she is.
I think I want to say thank you for seeing potential in me. That's really important. And for Heather, I think I want to tell her that I'm really proud of how long she's come, how far she's come in her life. And I see the progress that she's made and the family that she's built, and I think it's beautiful. And I'm really thankful that we were able to meet 10 years ago. I think my note for Big Sisters is just a huge thank you for doing the work that they do in the first place, and even recognizing that there's a lot of work to be done with female empowerment and development in young females.
I think supporters need to understand that Big Sisters isn't just for the littles, it's for the bigs. Everyone in my life knows how Shivani and my relationship has affected me and improved me and helped me become a better person. And so it radiates far, far wider than you can possibly imagine.